Hello. Today is another day. It's Friday, so this will be my last episode for the week. This is episode number 3, and then I'm going to take a weekend off. I have a wedding that I'm going to tomorrow. A trans wedding, which I'm very excited about. And then after that, the sky's the limit. I'm driving, so I'm not allowed to drink at this wedding, which is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Not a problem. Just kidding. It's not fine. I really want to drink. No, I'm fine. I don't need to drink. But I am very excited about just going to a wedding, being there and supporting people that love each other. That's really good. I'm not going to tell much more about that, but there's a lot of wonderfulness that's involved in all of that. So I'm just really happy about it. Keep that upside down somehow. They make this container so you can't put it upside down. It'll just fall right over. They do that on purpose. Bags of dicks, which is why I love it so much. Anyway, so my game, I finished the Discord text adventure yesterday. I just had a push. I was just like, you know what? Let's get done. Let's get out of here. Get back to work on Quiver Coral, which is the real project that I've been putting off. And I'm actually quite excited about that. It's gonna be a bit of work to get back into it, just because, like, any project, if you haven't touched it in a while, it's like you have to remember all the stuff that you were doing before, and sometimes it's not very much, and sometimes it's a lot. And in this case, I had already done so much for Quiver Coral, and it's been quite a while since I last worked on it. I pretty much remember what I was working on, what I had done. And I have kind of an eidetic memory, so it's like actually remembering stuff won't take very long. But at the same time, like, getting started is hard. It really is. Sometimes you don't want to do it. Sometimes you just want to play Duck Souls and veg out on the couch and watch episodes of Taskmaster and so I guess this episode is the how do you get going when you don't want to get going episode. I don't have an answer for that. Sometimes you just have to do it. Open the software and refuse to look at anything else until you do one thing. And then after you do one thing, then you force yourself to do one other thing. And after that, until you are where you want to be. Final note on the tart. I like it. I don't know that I like it enough. It's really nice. It really does its job. But the container is so much. You can't see the inside of the container. It looks like that's the fluid, but it's not. So they don't really make it easy for you to just like know how much is left and know whether you need more, or whether you can finagle a little extra out of it. And this doesn't surprise me. It's very sly, very slick. I'm sure they want you to go buy more as soon as possible when you give up. But I'm not like that. I have to get my money's worth. Especially since I use so much of this stuff every single day. But I am hoping, actually I probably should just buy them to get the ingredients to make my own. Okay. I'll be right back. I have to wash my hands. And I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay, so, I finished my Discord game. That was fun. And I'm very grateful for that. If you want to know, and if you want access to it, put a message in the comments here. Of course, I say that now, but like, you know, give it time. And, you know, after like 10,000 subscribers, I may change my mind on that offer. But for now, I have 50 subscribers, and they're all music fans from my past life. There's an album title in there somewhere. But if you want access to it, let me know. It's kind of a, I guess, it's kind of comedy game. Most of it is comedy. Most of it's meant to be funny. But some of it's meant to be serious. Some of it is about real things that happened in my life. So there is a content warning at the beginning of the game of things, traumas that I've actually experienced. But that's what makes us human, isn't it? We gotta take the bad things with the good. It just so happens that I have more good things than bad things, I'll be honest. I have to be honest with myself about that. I've been very fortunate. And I know that. And I want to share that with other people in whatever way I can. And at this very moment, that way, is by sharing my video game with people. My art, my stories. So, a little bit about Quiver Coral, for those who don't know. Quiver Coral is a Sokoban-like, I would say, where you control 5 knights and you move them around the screen on a grid, and you're trying to, well, at the beginning of the game, you're trying to collect goldfish for the royal children, because the goldfish, they've dumped them all down the toilet because they're kids. And you're trying to collect the goldfish for them. And then at the end of, it's not in the demo, but a little spoiler alert, you find out that the royal children get kidnapped by a UFO. I think that's on the Steam page also. Something about that is on the Steam page, because you have to go out dangerous. And the knights are like not very good knights. They're good people, but they're like sort of scaredy cats a little bit. That's kind of their thing. And that's why they're guarding the royal children instead of doing things that are much more knight-like, like going out into the forest and fighting ogres and orcs. And there's no ogres and orcs in the game, though. I can't say that. Snakes. and dragons. And there's a mycelium monster in the forest. That's really cool. I really like that one. I'm going pastels today. I just was feeling it. But your goal is to get to the top of the mountain. And I had this idea, this sort of like this concept of pathing. And the game generally, the flow I would describe as linear, but the way you use the linearity is up to you. So there's multiple pathways up the mountain, and most of those pathways have not been designed strategically. They've been designed like I know what all the levels are going to be. I kind of know what the barriers are going to look like. I have these ideas in my head for how that's going to work, but they're not designed yet. And there's some paths that have more monsters, and there's some paths that have more traps. And it's sort of like, if you know the routes and where the routes are, you can pick and choose how to get through the game. And there is one secret route that I have designed. It's basically entirely designed. I just haven't mapped it out in Godot. And I just like this idea of like, you can take any route you want to get to your destination. But ultimately, the destination is always going to be the same, which is the alien ship at the top of Mount Dangerous. And the alien ship, don't listen if you don't want spoilers, but the alien ship is built like a labyrinth. So it's very, if you just follow it, you'll get to the boss fight. But there's two routes to follow it, and it sort of like swoops, like each path swoops around each other in this way where you can like see sections. If you had gone the other direction, you would have been at, which is kind of cool. I have the whole thing laid out in Godot already. I just need to put stuff in it, which is really cool for me because that's actually really cool. I just need to put stuff in this level. Enemies and gates and stuff. And my mouth is really... We have this new Listerine. Not new, but we have a Listerine that's... I don't know, it's just gross. It's alcohol free. Got it on accident. Using it on purpose. And it's so terrible. It makes my mouth like have this filmy layer on the inside of it. I wonder. So sometimes I get iced coffee on my way into work. And lately, iced coffee at the store has been like making this weird filmy stuff come out of my mouth. It's like my mouth is molting. Like snake skin. And now I'm realizing is that because of my Listerine? Like a combo effort between my Listerine and the iced coffees? I need to think about this. So, other levels that are going to be in Quiver Quarrel that I've already So the secret route, which I don't know if I should explain that or not. You know what? Who cares about spoilers? You're listening to this, you're going to expect some spoilers for the game. I'm not going to tell you how to get there. It's not like not obvious. Like you'll see stuff if you play the game, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's a thing that I didn't do. I wonder how I can do that. There's a gate that I didn't open. I wonder how I opened that. And then if you figure out how to open it, then you know how to get to this secret place. So that's the secret path. Goes through, first there's like a big house. It's actually on the poster. The house was an idea by the person who made the graphics, not the in-game graphics, but the key art that I have on my Steam page for it. And his name is Lobster Blues. If you want to find him on Twitter, he's fantastic. And he did all the art, and he had this idea for like a house with like the music is like a danse macabre, and like it's more of like enemies come in waves. I don't remember what that style of gameplay is called, but it's like a tower defense kind of thing. And these ghosts come in, you fight all the ghosts, and then you get out, and there's a graveyard on the other side. And you go out to the graveyard, and then you go through the graveyard, and my idea was there's like a gondola on the other side, and use the gondola to get to the icy peak. And that's how you can skip a whole section. But I also decided that part of the icy peak is going to be the hardest part of the icy peak. So the secret path is actually going to be a hard route in the game. It will not be an easy route in the game. But I figure if you're at the point of playing the game where you can find secret routes and are like investigating the game enough to find secret routes, you're probably good enough to play this part of the game. What am I forgetting? Mascara. Let's do... I have so much mascara. Tarte. Magic Feather. More Tarte. Benefit. CoverGirl. 2 of them. This one's brown. I think I have more mascara than like literally any other type of makeup. Maybelline. Essence. I've never used this. It's like at that point it's like what is the difference? At this point, I just feel like the difference is the brush that I get from them. Each one has a different brush. I love the brush that comes with this. The brush that comes with this is pretty good too, but it's not as great as the green one. I've never used this one, so let's find out. This is the same kind of brush that comes on that orange CoverGirl. Yeah, so the icy peak is mostly a fightless mountain. And I've designed the entirety of one section of it. So there's 3 routes to the icy peak. Technically 4, but one of the routes lets you skip all of that stuff. Actually, maybe it shouldn't. Okay, so changing my mind on this, which is perfectly fine. So I can do this. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. So the gondola comes up and lets you skip all of the icy peaks. So it's I would call it the speedrun route. It'll probably end up being the fastest route through the game, but maybe not. Speedrunners find all kinds of things, and there's no knowing if anybody will even want to speedrun the game. But it is a consideration for me. If somebody did do it, how do I set that up? How do I make a consideration? Ugh. Look at that. Ugh. I'm a dummy. All right. So, yeah, so you go through the icy peak. At the end of the icy peak, there's a Yeti battle. So I'm very excited to do that one. A lot of this is just a lot of art. Down, up. I can feel it. It's like my skin. Something doesn't feel right. It's weird being like autistic and trans, because like sometimes I just feel something that just doesn't feel right. But I'm also a woman, so like I have to wear clothes that are uncomfortable all the time. I don't have to, but like I choose to. So in some ways it's been good for me because I'm forcing myself to avoid my normal discomfort, which was keeping me from looking and living the way that I really wanted to. So that was kind of cool. Ooh, actually, this stuff is so good, by the way. Cassis and Cream by Seraphine Botanicals is actually creamy in texture. It goes on really well. I really like the applicator. It's just really good. This stuff is awesome too. I have no clue who it's by. It's so small. I got it at Ulta if you're looking for it. Really cute, really nice display, and it's called Mademoiselle. It's this color. It's kind of a pinkish. And it smells like cake batter, which, I mean, who doesn't want to eat their lipstick sometimes, right? It's so good though. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that's done. Oh, give myself a little spritz. Tory Burch. Can you tell I'm trying to get sponsorships for makeup for game devs? I'll tell you more later. Bye.